Alright, so today's video is a very special video because I am collaborating with my all-time favorite yarn store, and that is the Creative Knitter in Ridgeway, Ontario. Me and my sister have been going to this yarn store for probably the last year and a half, and they are the nicest, sweetest people in there. I just love going in there, and like all the yarns that they have are amazing. What I really like about this store is that I've been to other yarn stores and their yarns were like a little expensive, and that kind of deterred me from going into yarn stores because I'm like, well, I guess I'll just stick with Michael's because they have, you know, cheap, affordable yarn. And then I went to the Creative Knitter and I'm like, oh, this is what a yarn store is supposed to be. The yarn in there is like so nice, and they have so many different types of yarn for like whatever you're working on. If you're like a knitter or a crocheter, they have like all the little tools, they have everything. So much amazing stuff in there, and they're always getting new yarn, and you can also buy yarn on their website. What is the collaboration, you're wondering? Well, I am getting specialty dyed yarn for a project. I've wanted to collab with them for such a long time, but I always get like nervous about asking people if they want to collab. And one day I'm just like, I'm just going to do it. And she was 100% on board. And I was like, oh my God, this is like the best thing ever. And what we decided is that she was going to dye some yarn for me in some really nice spring colors, because my plan is, yes, I'm going to be doing another top-down raglan sweater, such as this, but it's going to be a sweater. It's going to be long sleeves. I want long sleeves for this one. I think, I don't know, maybe I want to do short sleeves again. We'll see when that happens, because I made this one recently and I really like the short sleeves, but I might want to make a sweater. I don't know yet, so again, eventually. But anyways, it's going to be like one of these type of sweaters. I can't keep doing fall colors, even though I love fall colors. I wanted to do something a little bit different, and so the idea is that I wanted to make a sweater of a beautiful, majestic meadow in sunshine, because she does dye yarn and she sells it in her store. And so we were just kind of like going through and picking out the colors, and what we decided is I want to do the top part probably to like where, it's a good thing that I'm wearing this because I can kind of describe it a little better, because this is the shape of the sweater I'm going to be making. Right about where the sleeve starts, I want to do like a blue, or maybe even a bit further, like maybe like down to here, like a blue sky with some clouds, light blues, a little bit of maybe like a little bit of darker blues, but not too dark, a little darker than the light blue, a little bit of white. And then for the bottom half is going to be a nice meadow. So we picked this really beautiful green, and then she's going to put a little bit of pops of pinks and a little bit of purples in there just to like make it look like little flowers. I don't have the yarn to show you yet because I have not picked it up and I have not seen it, and I'm so excited to see it. So let's go and pick up this yarn. Like, this is like the sky blue that I was looking for. It
turned out so good.
They're so pretty.
Isn't it pretty?
Oh my goodness.
And then this has purples, pinks, the greens.
That's exactly what I was looking for, because part of me is like, do I want more green or do I want more purple? I'm like,
so I kind of did thirds. There's equally pink, purple, and there's a little bit of variation when you get into them.
Nice.
Yeah. So it changes. So there's like more mauve.
Yeah.
A lighter like lilac, and then a deep. Yeah. It's gonna have a lot of definition.
Oh my goodness! Thank you.
You're welcome.
So
I'm so excited for you to make something.
Now Stephanie was really nice and took a few videos of her washing out the dye from the yarn. I've never dyed yarn before. I would like to in the future. I think it's really cool. And this is how she twists them up so that way they can turn into a hank of yarn. These are the two colors like you saw. This one is called Blue Skies, and this one is called Bloom. Look how pretty they are. So this is what they look like in the hank. Now I have to put them on the Yarn Swift and make them into cakes, and then that way I can crochet with them. I literally just started working on this project. This is how far I've gotten in the project. This is it. This is the whole project right now on my crochet hook. And Totoro has decided, you know what? Now's the time. Now's the time I want your attention. Right now. Oh, Totoro. Just a little cutie pie. So cute. But I gotta get working on this. Totoro? Totoro, what are you doing? What are you doing? I caught you. You think you're just so clever? No, because you can't. I got pretty far today, though. I I got this much done. Look how pretty those colors are together. They're so nice. It looks so good on Totoro. She just looks good in everything. Don't touch that. I'll stop for the night. But I got maybe halfway done the top. I think I have to do 19 rows. Yes, Totoro's also very curious. 19 rows. So this is from remember this one I did the green sweater? I'm kind of, Totoro. I'm kind of basing this sweater off of that one because I really like the fit of that one. So I have to do 19 rows before I stop and I make the spots for the arm and then I continue down. So this is what it's looking like right now. I think I'm gonna go down. Like this blue is gonna go until it hits the sleeve. And then I think at the sleeve part, that's when I'm gonna start the second color. I think that's the plan. I don't know yet. I'm gonna have to figure it out. Also, this is all that's left from the first hank of yarn. So I'm definitely gonna need 2 for the top. I do have 4, which is great. I think I'm gonna stop for the night, and then tomorrow I probably, hopefully, I have to do some other things tomorrow, but hopefully I can get the rest of it done. All right. Also, I finally remembered I have these little stitch markers my sister bought me for Christmas. They're little birds. And this one has a little winter hat on, super cute. So this is how it's looking so far. Again, I am using this one here as my template because that is what I feel comfortable with, and I like how this one fits. What I am noticing is that, I mean, obviously they're 2 different yarns, but this yarn is a little bit bigger than this yarn. And so what I'm noticing with this one is that I'm gonna have to make more rows. From here all the way down to here, that is 19 rows. I think I'm gonna need to do more than that because right now I have a total of, let's see, I'm at 13 rows. 13 on the green is right here, and 13 for this one is all the way up here. So it's like almost 2 rows difference in size. I'm going to continue the blue until I get to the arm. All of this down is going to be like the meadow, and I think that will look pretty good. I know it's more blue sky than meadow, and I kind of wanted it 50-50, but like looking at it, I really like how this blue looks, and I really want there to be a little bit more blue than the meadow. I think that will look good because I really like this blue color. And then that way it doesn't look like I'm chopped in half. There'll be a little bit difference. And then of course the arms pretty much from like here to here, that's all gonna be the color of the meadow and the grass and stuff like that. You're a good girl, but I have to get back to crocheting. Oh, okay, I'll pat you some more. Okay, I'm gonna go back to crocheting, but I love you, okay? You put that paw down. You put it down. No. You just want attention, don't you? Got to where I want to put the arms. This is what it's looking like. It looks really, really pretty. This is exactly what I was looking for when I was like thinking of these colors. I think I'm gonna be done for the day because tomorrow I want to try it on just to make sure it is the right length. It's next morning. I've decided to try this on before I go out for the day because then I'll forget. Anyways, this is what's looking like so far. I think that this is where I'm gonna stop. I think that this is a good length. I think the next step is to go down with the new color, and then when that's done, figure out the sleeves, because I don't know if I want the blue to go a little bit further down. I'm not too sure about that, so that's something I have to still figure out. But I think that this is where I want to stop for the blue. I think that's enough blue because like this and then the ribbing is also going to be the new color. Yeah, I really like this color. It's so pretty, and I don't think I've ever crocheted anything with this blue in it, so that's why I kind of wanted to do something different with this project. But so far I think it's looking really cute. I'm really surprised I got like all this done yesterday, so that's great. And yeah, that's the update so far. It is time to switch colors. Cut this blue yarn. There we go. It took me 2 cakes of yarn to get to here. Well, almost 2. This is what I have left of the second one. Now I'm switching over to this. Can we drop that in my yarn bowl? Go into that stitch there. Look how cute that is. The colors. Because it's so hard to see how the colors are gonna all like go together when they're in the hank, and it's kind of hard to see how they're all gonna look. Because like looking at this, you see a lot of purples and a lot of pinks, but not a lot of greens. But then when you crochet them, the greens start popping out, and I think that looks really, really pretty. Also, it's so weird because it's like, it looks like there's white in here, but it's just a really light pink. Hard to see the vision in this, and then once it's like crocheted, like I can see the vision now. I'm just gonna keep going around and around and around until I get to the bottom, and then I'll do the ribbing, and then I'll do the sleeves. So the hard part is over. The hard part is this part, is like getting the shape. Once the shape is done and the size is done, then it's easy peasy. And here's your daily dose of Totoro. Well, my daily dose of Totoro. Getting pretty far, but you know, she just really wants attention right now. So this is what's looking like. Yeah, this is what's looking like so far. Little Totoro. Put that there. Okay, there. You can wear it. So this is what's looking like so far. I really like this. I think it's looking really cute. This blue Totoro's color. Is this your color, Totoro? I got all of this done last night. I ran out of yarn for the first skein. So this whole thing is just one cake of yarn, which is great. So like this is the end of it. I think I do need to make it just a little bit longer, and then I have to put the ribbing. I thought I had a lot more rows to go. Interesting. I think what I have to do now is figure that out. And then I also have to figure out the sleeves, because you see how it's like on an angle here? Don't know if I want to do maybe 2 more rows of blue, because this is supposed to be like the field is going to go like this and like that, and I'd rather it start like straight, you know what I mean? So I think I might do like 1 or 2 more rows of the blue. Do you see the vision that I'm going for, where it's the blue sky and then the field of flowers? Wish I could just make it into like a t-shirt, but no, I've set my sights on making it into a sweater, and that is what I'm going to do, because I really want the sleeves. I want the sleeves on here. Yes, I know it is May now and it is quite warm, but I want the sleeves. I want the sleeves on here, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do the sleeves. I cannot believe the vision is actually like, I can't believe that like it's actually coming to life. Lost for words. That's where I'm going with that sentence. What I realized is that in here, this is from the green sweater, and right here I wrote 41 rows. I didn't realize 41 rows meant 41 rows for the arm. I thought it meant 41 rows for this. It is not. It's not. It's actually 32 rows. So this is 34 rows. And again, because this is a little bit thinner yarn, it actually works out. Hi, Totoro. Please don't. She was sleeping. So I'm like, okay, I can film. She won't bother me now. Nope. She needs to be center of attention. I just finished the body of this sweater. I think the only thing that I should have done is maybe move this up a little bit. Might be just because there's no sleeves yet, and when the sleeves come in, there's going to be a lot more purple. We'll just see. I mean, it's my first time trying to come up with like this kind of like half and half design. I think it's super pretty though. What I'm going to do now is I think I'm going to do maybe 3-4 more rows of the blue, because at the moment when I tried it on, this is at such an angle that I kind of want this to be like straight across. What I did with this one here is I tried it on, and then I moved my arm down, so when my arm was straight down, this lined up with this row right here. I'm gonna do 4 rows right now in the blue, which I have somewhere. Try it on, see where it lands, and if I like it, then I'll continue with this purple, but I do have to add more blue rows right now. I thought I was a pro at using one of these yarn swifts, but apparently I am not, and yeah, some chaos ensued where it got wrapped around, and very frustrating. So that was fun. But yeah, it just kept getting tangled and tangled and tangled. I eventually got it. But this was a little bit of a nightmare right now. Now that nightmare is officially over, I had to wind the whole thing by hand, and I was really, really hoping that the strand was like near the beginning of my winding process, but no, it was at the very end. It was literally the last strand to go on. This was the problem. Yep, that's that. So I thought I had filmed myself explaining something, and I didn't, or maybe I did and I deleted the footage. I don't know where it is now, but I don't have it, and I probably never did because I probably never recorded myself doing it. Anyways, back to the point. I noticed that The second cake of yarn I was using on the sleeve was a little bit more pastel than what I did on the body of the sweater. So while I was winding up the troublesome blue skein of yarn, I decided to wind up the purpley skein of yarn to see if that yarn was any different. My plan now is I am not going to take off this that I did yesterday, okay? I don't want to do that quite yet. So what I want to do is I want to add the 2 more rows of blue onto here and then use the new ball or the new cake of yarn, which that was that. But they look so similar though. I don't know if there's a difference. So I'm going to try that. And if I see a difference and like it is a little bit darker and it matches this a little bit better, then I will take what I did off here and I'll redo it with the new cake of yarn. I do it with the new one and it's looking exactly like this. I'm just gonna leave it. That's my thought process. I already see a difference. So I feel like this ball yarn is a lot more vibrant than this one. This one is also like super, super pretty. I really want them to match just a little bit better. So I am gonna take apart this one. This one I am going to continue all the way down to the end of the sleeve. When I'm done that, then I will do this arm. If you look at it side by side, they look the same. Like they look the same. So I thought they would be the same. Enough about that. I'm going to undo this one so then that way this yarn doesn't get all tangled up and just continue on this sleeve for the night. Finish the sleeve. I've got to here, and what I noticed is right around like here, it kind of got a little bit more pale in color. Again, these are hand dyed, so anything can happen. So what I might do is just do the ribbing on the cuff, because originally I was going to stop, do the other one, and then come back. But what I'm thinking is when it came to these two, because remember how I said they were so similar? I think I wound them up differently, if that makes any sense. Like I think this one I wound up, how do I put this? I feel like the center of this is going to be vibrant where the outside of this was vibrant, if that makes sense. So I think that's what happened. I am just going to finish the sleeve because I'm already here, and then I'm going to rewind this one and I'm just gonna like ball it up, and then that way I can start from the inside layer. I know I probably could just pull it, but I've had such difficulty, I'd rather just rewrap this one. So I think that's what I'm gonna do, and then I'm gonna start on the second sleeve today. So this one's almost done. Just gonna put the cuff on and see how that goes. I just spent around 4 hours crocheting tonight. I don't even remember where I started on this sleeve. I think I started like here. It wasn't very far. Got all the way down, got this cuff done. Now I got all of this done, and then I have to do this part with the elastic. So I have the sewing elastic again. I decided to go with this one rather than the other one. I really didn't like how the other one worked on my last project. Like the orange, remember the orange thing that I couldn't find the elastic, so then I had to go buy a new elastic, and then it turns out I had it and it was in the packaging because I was smart for once and left it in the packaging. I threw out the packaging now. Probably shouldn't have done that, but I did it. Anyways, the green sweater I used this elastic and I thought it turned out fantastic. So I'm gonna use the elastic again in this because it's very similar in the texture and the feel. And then I think I'm gonna give it a nice little steam and then I'll be done. So that's it for tonight. And here is the sweater all done. Hopefully you can see the vision of where I was going this whole entire time. This is it. If I just stand perfectly like this all the time, the image will never move. Let's see what this project looked like before, and here it is after. Yeah, I always see people doing that with like a project, like, oh, here's the DIY flip, and here's like a dresser or a nightstand, and here it is after. Well, I can't really do that in yarn videos because it's just a bunch of yarn into clothing. Well, there you go. I cannot believe that like I had this idea and then I did it and now it is on me. I really love how these colors turned out. It was exactly what I envisioned, and I'm so grateful that Stephanie was able to figure out what was going on in my mind and then make the yarn for me to make this project because I mean, I can't buy this yarn. I could not go out to a yarn store anywhere and just buy yarn that's like this. So I think that's pretty cool. Again, this one is called, I believe, Blue Skies, and then this one is called Bloom. Thank you again, Stephanie, for making me this amazing yarn. It's so pretty. All right, let's talk a little bit about the sweater. Number one, I think I might have made the sleeves a little short. That's on me. That's on me. Kind of got a little excited being like, oh my goodness, I'm almost done. Then I started the ribbing and now wearing it, I feel they're a little short, but again, I have really long arms. I go like that and then go back down. They do move up a bit, but a lot of the sweaters that I've made, they'll eventually like stretch out a little bit, and I probably could give this a better steam. I just kind of gave it like a little steam. If I really wanted to block these out, I definitely can. I just didn't because it's me, and you know. But for the most part, I usually wear my sweaters like this. I always bunch up my arms, so I think that's fine. I think the other thing that I might have done different is started the bloom up here more. I think that would have looked pretty good, but my thing was I stopped doing the blue when I got to the arm side. Otherwise, I think I would have had to, which I mean, I guess I could have done, start the bloom up here and do it like over here and on the back, and then continue the blue on here. That's something to take account. Maybe I'll do a fall version of this instead when the fall comes. Another thing on my part is I might have made the collar a little tight. I've only done it one time before, and that was that green sweater I did that I keep mentioning in this video because it's the only other one that I can compare this to. I might have done a little snug, and because of that, the elastic is a little itchy and is itching my neck, and maybe I should have used that knitting thread that I didn't want to use, because I understand now why you use it, because it's not going to itch. Maybe I'll change that. Who knows? I'm really bad at like saying when to change something and then it just ends up in this pile until one day I'm like, oh, I better wear that. I better make those changes. Yarn time. Well, I mean, the whole time is yarn time. This yarn, because it was handmade for me, I don't have any of the little details about it, like how much the weight is. I believe this is it's a worsted weight, but I don't know how many grams it is, and I also don't know how many yards it is. Should probably ask Stephanie that and put the information here. Yeah, I thought about that now. Now after the project's done. It took 2 of these for the blue, but I did have to do a third one just because I don't think there would have been enough of the second one, so like 2 and like a little bit. The bloom, I don't really know. I know it took 1 full one for this whole, like all the way around. It took 1 full one, and then for the sleeves, you saw where I kind of got into that problem of like the color. Like it's very bright and then it kind of goes a little pale, and I love the pale. The pale looks very much like lilacs. Lilacs, the scent is my favorite scent. Everyone's always about lavender. I hate lavender. No disrespect to anyone who likes lavender. I don't like lavender. I love lilacs, and this is what it reminds me of, is lilacs, so I'm pretty happy with that. I have 1 lilac bush in my yard, and there's literally 1 lilac on it. I don't know why I went on a rant about lavender. So I kind of noticed that. I mean, again, it's hand-dyed yarn. It's like one of a kind, you know? But absolutely so pretty. This blue, you know me, I don't really buy blue or make blue things, but I really like this color. It's so pretty. It does remind me of the sky. I also really like this. Now, if I wasn't doing a top-down sweater, I probably would have done like little like mountains and kind of made it not so straight. Because it was a top-down sweater, I didn't want to complicate things more than that needed to be complicated. So let's go into my notebook. In total, this took me 18 hours to make compared to the last one I did. That one took me 20 hours to make. My first attempt at making this sweater took me 20 hours to make. My second attempt only took me 18. So I think that's pretty good. I'm also including putting the little neck in and this. Oh my goodness, did I forget? Yeah, don't worry, I'm gonna tie that in. I always do that. I don't know if anyone else does that, but when it's time to weave in the ends, I do the collar and I do both the cuffs, and then I just forget about this one. I always forget about it. I will be weaving that in after this video is done. Maybe I should just do it. I'll sew it in right now so y'all know I'm gonna do it. Because to be fair, if I don't do it right now, it's never gonna get done. Yeah, woven in there. There, okay, I did it. It's done. It's done. It's done. I think I should have went a little bit lower. Every time I do a project, I get to the point where I'm like, yeah, that'll be good enough. I needed to make it a little bit lower. Like if this was just like, I don't know, just a little bit lower, I think I would have liked that a little bit better, but I am not taking apart this ribbing. Ribbing takes forever. If you crochet, you know how long ribbing can take, and I'm not gonna do it again. Again, because I didn't create this pattern, I will be listing the pattern for this raglan top-down sweater in the description below. I'm also gonna be tagging the Creative Knitter in the description below if you really wanna check out their shop, because it's amazing. I think this is amazing. I really love it. I think the colors are so cute. The blue is exactly what I was looking for. This here, I was kind of hoping there'd be a little bit more green, but as I was crocheting it, I'm like, no. It needs to be like this. It needs to have all these purples and pinks in it, and I think it looks really pretty. And I feel like if there was more green, I think the green would have mixed with the purple and turned a brown color. You know, I don't want dirt. I want it to be a pretty flowery thing with no mud in it. Although that would be fun. Oh no. Oh no. Could you imagine if I did a graveyard scene and up here is like the graveyard and then there's the dirt with the tombstones and then underneath here is like coffins and like skeletons and worms and everything like that in dirt? Is that my next Halloween project? Anywho, back to reality. Back to springtime. I think I give this project a 9 out of 10. Yarn, 10 out of 10. Okay, 11 out of 10. 12 out of 10. 20 out of 10. My execution, I could do a little bit better. But yeah, I feel like maybe I could have made it a little bit lower and maybe the sleeves a little bit longer. I think it's really cute. And again, I didn't really show the back, but maybe you can see the back a little bit more clearer. Yeah, I think that does it for this project. Thank you again, Stephanie from the Creative Knitter in Ridgeway, Ontario, for hand dyeing this yarn for me. It's so beautiful and it's so soft and it's so nice, and I hopefully get to wear it a few times this spring before it gets unseasonably hot and I have to stay inside because I like the air conditioning. But then if I'm inside with the air conditioning, I get to wear the sweater, so win-win. If you're new to my channel, I like sewing, thrifting, crafting, and of course crocheting, why not hit the subscribe button? You can follow me on my Instagram and my TikTok and my Patreon where I post my crochet patterns. I think that's it, so y'all have a good day now.